This week we're going to be focusing more on eating habits and less on exercise, mainly for the reason that I did not exercise. Hi, so welcome to week 1 of the 20-week transformation. Pepper and I are very excited about the things that have happened this week. This week we're going to be focusing more on eating habits and less on exercise, mainly for the reason that I did not exercise. So we'll see how that goes. But they say that like 80% of it is eating, so I'm going to try to not make myself feel too bad about it. So this is an example of the factor. I always want to call it factor 75. That's what they were first called when they first came out. But this is an example of the meals that I eat on a daily basis. This is keto poblano bowl. It's like spiced ground beef with cheese and I think some jalapenos and stuff. Then it's got some riced broccoli over here. So because of the fact that in my calorie breakdown, I need a bit more calories than just the one meal will give me. What I usually do is kind of zhuzh up the vegetables. So I'll put like some cream cheese or some cheese, other butter, some other keto-friendly foods. So I wanted to show you also what I do right when I open a block of cream cheese is I just take it's really soft, so I can do it just with this whatever spoon I'm going to use. So I just draw a line down the middle, and then I draw a line dividing it in half. There. It's usually much neater than this. I'm not trying to film at the same time generally. And then I divide those two halves in half as well. And then what that gives me is, because there's 8 ounces in this block, so then that divides it very quickly and easily into 8 even sections. So when I just take one of those cubes and put it into a meal, that way I don't have to measure it. I don't have to do anything complicated. I just scoop out one of those cubes, and even if it's not exactly 1 ounce, I do know that by the time I get to the end of 8 of them, it will have evened out. And okay, so I have made a double batch of egg loaf, and I used Catherine Michelle's recipe. I'll link in the description to the video that she shows where she made it. The only change that I made is she puts in all coconut flour and I split it between coconut and almond flour just to see if I could get a nice texture blend between the two of them. And I didn't have 2 loaf pans, so I split it between a regular loaf pan and a more like square casserole dish. So let's see if that makes any difference. About to pop these in the oven. Okay, I took the 2 pans out of the oven. They actually look pretty similar. When they are cooled off, we can cut a couple pieces and see if the texture or anything is different. Do a little taste test, maybe with some sugar-free syrup, because these are supposed to taste kind of like French toast. So we will see. Okay, so here they are in the bowl. This is the casserole dish style one, and this is the loaf pan style one. And I tasted a little piece as I was getting them taken out from the parchment paper, and they definitely do need a little syrup or a little, some people fry them up in a pan with butter to make them a little crispy. They definitely need something like that, or maybe they need some extra seasoning. So let's try the casserole dish style one. See. It's good with syrup. Now let's try the loaf pan style one. The flavor is obviously exactly the same because it's the same batter, but I think I like the texture actually of the casserole style dish one. So cool. I mean, I don't think this is going to be like my favorite keto food ever, but I think it'll be nice for a snack, or if I get a need for a little bit of keto dessert, I think we're good. Okay, so last week was 246 point something, I believe 0.4. So we're working with 246.4. I've made it a specific point not to get on the scale during the week to check how I'm doing because I want this to be like a real reveal, authentic. Speaking of authentic, sorry Mom, you can see I did not get around to doing my toes this week. We'll have that to look forward to in a future video, the grand reveal of the manicured toes. But I am just babbling and putting this off because I am nervous. Let's get going. It's surprisingly hard to balance when you're holding a phone and trying to keep it steady. Well, it's looking promising, even though this scale does love to scroll and scroll and scroll and get me nervous. But 242 even. Sweet, I will take it. Dang, that feels good. That feels real good.